parking all different ways,
Yeah.
and it
No
was completely
standing room
insane
only.
out there. A lot of people have kids in U6 and U8, so if they came to the first one, they were allowed to leave and not have to come back. So again, thank y'all for coming, especially 7 o'clock on a Thursday night. We appreciate y'all being here. At this point, I will turn it over to Alex.
Okay, well, hello, welcome. Appreciate everybody coming in and being part of the league. I'm Alex, I'm the president, and I'm, from my background, I have 3 children. They have been doing the Game Time Youth Sports since it started. It's had a huge impact in their lives, and I was kind of ready and asked to do a little bit more for the league. And we'll kind of talk as we go through that we kind of want that from everybody. The more that we can do for the league, the better off we all are. So that's kind of how I got into it. So, actually at the end of the last one, I had a couple questions that I didn't know, and I had to immediately refer to Christy, who has been here from minute one, and Josh has been here also from minute one. We have a lot of great people that are here doing a lot of great work with the children, and I wanted to just touch off on that note that if you haven't worked with Game Time before, or even if you had, it never hurts to have a refresher. The mission statement that we have is on the website, and what it really says is that we're a league that is all about sportsmanship. We're trying to be about sportsmanship and leadership. That's the whole point of why we're here, is for the children. This is a non-profit organization. We're working through and getting really close to getting our 501c, so we'll have full government confirmation that we're a non-profit. But the whole point for us at the end of the year is not to have made money or to lost money, it's to have zero money. Whatever we do make, we put back into nicer courts, better trophies, better uniforms. We're here solely for the children. That's why we're all here. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Don't worry,
Sorry,
just me talking a little bit, so you didn't miss anything. But we were just talking about the mission statement and what we're kind of about as a league. So we're all about sportsmanship and about kind of doing it together. So as we kind of go through, we don't have a whole lot to talk about today, but one of the big things that we ask from everybody, because we are all volunteers, we are all doing it for the children, is that if there's anything that you can do, big or small, to volunteer, we really appreciate all of that. We are not asking for the 40 hours that, or probably conservatively, maybe 50, welcome, that Christy put in this week. We're not asking for that. We're not asking for 10 hours a week. We're not asking for 10 hours a season. If we had everybody, give us 10 hours in a season, we probably wouldn't know it. Well, we could figure out something, but we probably wouldn't know how to do it. But the more that you can chip in small ways here or there, the more that takes pressure off of people that, we all have our day jobs as well. We all have the things that we're trying to do every day with our families. So the more that you can be involved and help us with this endeavor, the more we all benefit from that, and all the children benefit from that. So anything that you feel compelled, that you feel like you can add value, if that's down to just helping us deliver, you mentioned delivering uniforms to teams and things like that, the little things that help take the pressure off, we appreciate all of that. The other thing I want to make sure everybody understood is that we're all about open communication. Really, we've had it, and this is very rare, but it sort of forces us to, let's make sure we bring it up on the front end. If we hear about an issue, and it doesn't have to be, it's usually never a big conflict, it's not 99 out of 10, it's 99 times out of 100, there's a communication error based on a lack of communication. Somebody thinks this, the other person thinks that, and they just didn't really talk about it. If those kind of things come up in week 7 of the season, there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, obviously. So if you have an issue, I think I'm stealing a little bit of thunder, but that's, if you have an issue at any point with anything, keep number 1 in mind that we're all here for the children, we're all volunteers. But number 2, make sure that you communicate. If you have a problem with the way a coach is doing something, please tell that coach. Try to keep the emotion out of it. I know that that's almost impossible when we're talking about our young children. We're all extremely passionate about our kids. But as much as you can, we all try to focus on having respectful and open communication. We expect that of ourselves in dealing with parents, and we hope that parents do that back for us. So that's what we ask, and If you can't resolve a conflict directly with a coach, you have commissioner, we have board members, you have other outlets. And if you aren't sure, how do I get these people, how do I find their contact info? If you go to our Game Time website, all of our information is on there. I also kind of mentioned we have the cell phones. As much as possible, if you can email to us if you do have something you want to talk about, because if I get an email during the day, I'm at work, and we're all at work, we will get back to you just as quickly as we can, and sometimes if I've got a break, or if I'm on lunch, I'll call somebody at that point. But that kind of helps us document too, so that we know, exactly what's going on. So again, those issues are extremely rare, but if you are feeling in any way not supported, we want to know that. We also we want to focus on the positive. So if there's anything that's great that's happening out there, anything that you want to congratulate, we're big on trying to get those cross-references. If there's something that a coach is doing that you're like, this is amazing and my children are really benefiting from it, we want that story to be told so that we can tell the other coaches. So we do want to very much focus on the positive, and we want to hear from you in that regard. So any questions on any of that?
There are a couple of things on expectations of your coaches. You have to remember that all coaches haven't coached before, and all coaches are volunteers. We're all moms and dads, and that's it. And we're not professional coaches by any means. In Game Time, we're trying to steer it to be a competitive league. We want the kids out there hustling. We want them learning. We want them learning, all the fundamentals. But it's also a volunteer organization and a fun sportsmanship league at the same time. So you'll have some coaches that know how to direct your kids and run them through these drills, and then you'll have other coaches that don't. The coaches have a support system. I'm going to go to every coach I can and help them through their practices. And as a parent, you can do the same thing. I mean, you don't have to be pushy. You don't have to sit back. There's a line in there that if as a parent you feel like your kid, maybe it's your kid that's causing disruption in the practice, or maybe it's the other kids and the coach can't get control of it, then as a parent, if you can't step up, which you're more than welcome to do, notify me or somebody on the board, and we can correct that. We want everybody to kind of be on the same page, but don't walk in thinking that your kid's been playing for 4 seasons, so they're going to get a coach that is going to teach them how to be messy. It's not going to happen. So just keep your expectations, what they should be for a rec league.
That's volunteer league.
No, it's if you got, a lot of people come in thinking their kid's a superstar and they should be on the select team. This isn't a select league, but we are a competitive league. So
it's a very important distinction. We're not. We do keep score. I'm not on. I'm going to cover this topic too. I'm stealing all the thunder. We don't keep score on the 4U, but with the 6U and the 8U we do, and we rank ourselves and we try to communicate that. And at any point, I was. Actually, it wasn't until I started volunteering that I realized all those rankings were on there. So 2 of my children were in the basketball tournaments, and it's kind of fun. You get your bracket and you see who they're up against, and it's like going to the NBA.com, and checking out your team. And it's not that flashy yet. We have time. We'll get there, but all that information is there, so it's fun.
Yeah, and everybody here is U8, U11, right? So that's everybody.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So we have a tournament at the end of the season. Our tournament at the end of the season will be in Pilot Point. It's a pretty cool thing. If you guys haven't experienced it, you'll go against teams that you've never gone against before. It's single elimination. So it's a pretty cool thing. You can look at the standings. We do have a point system. So it is geared to be competitive. And if you think that your team isn't competitive, let us know. We'll do everything we can to make every team competitive.
And again, these coaches are, like I said, they're parents just like you. We said, hey, we need coaches. These coaches that raised their hand and said, I'll do it. And if it weren't for these people that raised their hands, we would be sitting here begging one of y'all to coach the team, because there's only so many of us to go around, and we can't all do it by ourselves. So, hopefully we get coaches that are dedicated. If they've never coached before, hopefully they're online looking up drills on YouTube or whatever. We actually have a page on our website now to help these coaches go to different websites to help them teach these kids. So if you're going and they're just letting them run around and sit around and play, telephone, we've got a problem, and those are the things that we need to know about.
Yeah, we have to know. If we don't, it's like you were saying, you don't want to get into week 7 of the season and we have no idea that your coach doesn't know what they're doing. We want all our coaches to have the same opportunity. And like I said, they have a support system. So if they're not asking, the parents have the right to come to the board, come to the commission, come to whoever you want and ask for your coach to get a little help.
Absolutely. We look at the money that you spend as an investment. We try to, as we spend money on the uniforms and the fields and the things, we look at it as though it's our own money, because really, essentially, it is. We're doing the same thing. So we take it very seriously. We do have a lot of materials and support for the coaches, and we are always open to more of that. So, that's the feedback, though, is very important.
Josh has already covered it. Basically, the goals of the Spring Start is to teach sportsmanship and to teach teamwork and for the kids to have fun. And if there are any, which we haven't had any, but if there are any unsportsmanlike conduct, if your kid's out there kicking or fighting or pushing, it's going to be addressed. And just so y'all know, that is not what we're about. We don't want other kids watching that and thinking that is okay, because again, in our mission statement, it's about sportsmanship and about the kids. And someone acting a fool out there is not okay with us. So if that is to happen, and we are not there, usually a board member is at every game, somewhere on the field. So if that happens and there happens to not be a board member, because maybe, we've got all of our kids are playing soccer as well. So maybe we're at this game and we can't be at one of the U8 games because we're watching our own kids play. Somebody asked me the other day, why are you missing your own kids' game when you're doing something for game time? I didn't create game time to miss my own children play. So my kid happens to play and there's nobody else to be at that field. So if something happens and a board member is not at the game, please call us again. If you need it, our numbers are on the website. Program in your phone, program Josh or mine or whatever, and call us immediately so we can make sure that is addressed. Not next week, not 2 weeks later. We need to address it that day and find out what happened, and if you witnessed it, if you want to give a statement, and if it's, none of this has happened, but just so you know, it's not okay. And it will be addressed if it does.
Yeah, and we all know as parents that 95% of the times that there's an unsportsmanlike incident, it's a trickle-down effect from your parents. So we have to conduct ourselves as coaches, as parents, in the same way that we want our kids to act on the field. Don't be on the sideline screaming at all the kids, and please don't yell at the refs. I tell my coaches that all the time. Hey, refs make calls, sometimes you don't agree with them, but just let the kids play the game. We're all trying. It's all about having fun on a Saturday morning. Like I said, we want to be competitive. At the tournament, we might yell a little bit, but yeah. But other than that, it's really we want to keep it fun.
Please don't use practice time as babysitting hour. We really want you to be there and cheering on your kids. And if there's an issue, you're there to address it. Whether it's a discipline issue, whether they're sad because you're not there, or they didn't get the goal and they're out there crying. The coaches have anywhere from 6 to 10 kids on a team. They don't have time to just continue to discipline a kid on the sideline when they've got 5 to 9 other players that they've got to coach. So please stay at your practices. So there's an issue, you can be there, and believe it or not, your kids want you there. They want you to see, when they do something good, they want to see you clap for them or smile. My kid's 7 years old and been playing sports since he was 3, and every time he does something good, I'm the first person he looks at on the sideline. Look what I did. So please be at your practices, all the practices that you can. We understand things came up, or if you have 2 kids, same practice 2 different times that you have to leave and kind of have to share the responsibility, but if you can, please be at your kids' practices. If you are going to miss a practice or a game, please communicate that with your coach. A lot of the coaches base practices and drills and that kind of stuff based on their whole team being there. So if you can't, and a lot of time and effort for the really dedicated coaches, again, they're looking up drills. Okay, I have 8 kids, so I can pair them up in this drill. And if one of you is missing and you just had a bad week, you don't want to bring your kid to practice, please just and we understand things happen, they get sick or whatever, just communicate. That's all we ask, is communicate with your coach. They're putting in the time and the effort into this. The least they deserve is the communication, whether your kid is not going to be in a practice or a game. So if they need to redo a practice or a drill, they have the opportunity to do that.
And sometimes, and I mentioned this earlier, my wife will be taking one of my children to one practice. I'm taking the other one to the other one. And, we say, Christy, is there any way that, she's right down the road, can you take my 3rd kid to your practice? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. Sometimes that communication can lead to a little bit of, ride sharing as you're comfortable with it. I'm certain, Christy's had her share of my kids, but communication, as with every piece of what we're talking about, communication's key. So
Yeah, same thing with your coach. If you don't feel like your coach is communicating with you, you got to let us know too, because we have no idea unless you tell us, you know. And that's usually the issues that happen with practices. If people don't want to come to practice or they're not making it to games, it's usually just a communication thing. We can work all that out up front. You just got to let us know right away.
If there is an issue with the coach, which like I said is very rare, if there's an issue with the coach, please address it with the coach first. Give them the opportunity to say, I'm sorry, I didn't know that, or yes, I can fix that, or no, I won't do that anymore, or whatever the issue is. If you don't feel like you've communicated with the coach that it's been resolved or that it didn't handle appropriately, please go to Josh next and let him, he's very, very good at what he does and very good with the coaches, and he can address it. If at that point you still feel like maybe Josh had a totally different opinion than you had and you're not seeing eye to eye with him, please give us a call so we can kind of figure out where the miscommunication is or what we need to do to try to fix it. But if you can please go, don't immediately come to me. Let's go through the chain of command, as I say, and give the coach at least the amount of respect to hear from you instead of a president calling him going, hey, your parent said you suck. So anyway, so just again, all about communication, but make sure you communicate with the coach first, and then Josh, and then if you don't feel like it's been handled over that, which I know it will be, one of us is the next person to go to. U8 through U10 will be played at Plum Creek in Powell Point. You shouldn't have to travel more than 4 times. There are 13 8U teams. And that's awesome. That makes the tournament going to be even more fun than it already was last season. We try to make it half and half. We have 8 games, so we try to do 4 here, 4 there. Last season, Josh only had to go up there 1 time, but I think that was a coincidence. You just got lucky. But we tried to keep the traveling down as little as possible. But, Pilot Point's 25 minutes up the road. It's easy to find. We'll give you a map. And again, it's about the competition. The more teams we can play. Again, 13 teams it's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to keep playing.
You might have to travel more than 4. I can't guarantee how many times you're going to travel. There's 4 cities involved. So, it is what it is. It doesn't matter where you play. You're going to travel. So, and they're all getting older. So, hopefully we're all ready for that. It's fun playing up there, though. They have some pretty good teams.
Picture date is April 5th. If you're not going to be able to be at that game for picture date, please communicate that with your coach ASAP. If it's the day of and you're not there, we can't reschedule. It needs to be done ahead of time. So we can reschedule your team if you show up at you all wear your uniforms to practice, and they can do the shoot before practice if all your team is going to be there at that game that day. But please communicate that with your coach as soon as possible so we can get that rescheduled. Already discussed that. Website, practice schedule is going to be up on the website by the end of the week. If you just go to our website, go to calendar, then click on soccer, it'll be a full soccer schedule. That way, if something happens and you can't remember the schedule and you can't remember when, just go to our website, the soccer practice and the games, when that's posted, all that would be on the soccer calendar on our website. If when you're on our website and you see an issue or a mistake or a typing error or whatever, sometimes I'm doing that at midnight, so I'm blurry-eyed and I'm not going to catch everything. So don't think, if you see something that's an error on the website, please give me a call or send me an email saying, hey, there's a typo, or hey, you said September 2012, but we're in 2014. Can you fix that? I promise I won't be offended because...
Never happened, by the way.
Never. So anyway, so if you ever see anything wrong on the website or something that needs to be updated, please let me know and I promise you I won't be offended. Volunteers, again, like we've already stressed over and over again, we are a volunteer organization. I've probably put in 45 hours this week between our adult softball league and spring soccer season. I'm exhausted. So again, any way that you can volunteer, whether it's soccer or softball or football that's coming up in the fall or whatever, there's some open positions on the website. You go to the contact us page, there's all the positions listed, and if it doesn't have a name, it says open position, and if you want one of those positions, you can have it. I'm just kidding. But please, if one of those positions does look interesting to you and you want to know more, please let us know and we can talk to you about that. Our board meetings are usually the second Monday of every month, and they're right here. That would be this coming Monday, which is not going to be the case because of spring break. It will be the following Monday. Anybody that's played with us in the last year is more than welcome to come to the board meetings. They are open board meetings, and we appreciate any and all feedback, and more eyes and ears, and the more heads together, the better we will be and continue to be. Anything else?
Oh, I don't know if you guys covered it in the meeting before, but one more thing as far as game content. we need to make sure the parents stay on one side and the coaches are on the other. We've had a problem with it a couple of times. It's usually in the younger age groups, they want to be close to the sidelines and stuff, but it just causes chaos with the parents on the same side as the kids want to do whatever their parents let them do. So just make sure when we're watching the games, the parents are on one side and coaches are on the other. That's pretty much it.
Any questions?
Nobody?
What time are your game time working?
6:30. 6:30, second Monday of every month. They are posted on the main calendar on the website. Again, this month it will be the 17th because of spring break next week.
And the UA games will still be over there,
In Paloma Creek.
Paloma Creek and
Paloma
Pilot
Creek.
Point.
Behind the Walgreens where U8 will be the UA.
Yes.
Yes. And in Pilot Point, they kind of moved theirs around, but I think it's been the same last couple of seasons.
Yeah, they'll have the same fields they had last season. If you guys played last season, it'll be the same fields.
It's gonna be behind or next to?
You're not.
You're U10. Do I have any coaches here besides the Drainies? Drainies, if y'all could come up here, please. Is anybody else here, a coach for you?
My assistant coach is here.
Assistant, yes, you come up, Mr. Clint. Actually, I'll say something special. The Drainies, Lisa and Daniel Drainey, have been with us since the very first season we ever had soccer. Spring of 2012 is what we just discovered, right? It's been a long 2 years. Anyway, so they come back every season. They're great with the kids. They love the kids. And I hope it says something about us that they keep coming back season after season. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all so very, very much. And thank you for dedicating your time and your effort to these kids. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Clint is Daniel's assistant coach and is also very good at coaching. He's been with us for a very long time. And I appreciate that very much.
First season?
Yeah, as a player, since the first season.
Yeah, it's what?
He played in the first season.
Oh, the first season too.
And then coached
I
in the
just watched the
second.
first season.
You just watched the first season. So thank y'all very, very much. If it wasn't for these people sitting here and some that couldn't be here tonight, we would be begging y'all for coaches right now. So again, thank y'all very, very much. Y'all appreciate it. So you're here and your coach is Lisa Drainey. This is her right here. So if you want to stay and talk to her after the meeting is over, you're more than welcome to. You're U8.
Yes.
Right. Sorry, I still use 6 in my head. And this is Daniel Drainey. So if you have your unit coach is Daniel Drainey, this is your guy. So anybody have any questions?
Is there anybody that has not heard from their coach?
I got an email.
And you haven't received a phone call or anything? Okay. What team?
Smashing Dragon.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Anybody else? Everybody else has heard from their coach? Have you guys all had your practice times worked out and everybody knows when their first practice is?
I'll send it to you.
Okay. So there's no communication issues as of now? What's that? Okay. We're putting it together right now. Pilot Point is still working on their teams, so it should be out within the next week. Probably by the end of spring break, we'll have it out. It'll be posted.
Yeah, because
And we have the practice schedule. All the coaches have their practice schedules.
Yeah, all the coaches do it. For U6, which I know a number here, for U4 and U6, we just play. It's just game time versus game time. That's for U4 and U6. So those schedules have already been posted, or not posted, but have already been created. They'll be posted by the end of the week. But that's only relying on me and Josh to get those together. With U8 and U11, it's Pilot Point, Gunner, Tioga, and us all trying to get together of where this game is going to be, who's home team. So it's a lot of people involved, so it takes a little longer to do. So we apologize for that, but hopefully it'll be out within a week. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank y'all very, very much for coming tonight. We greatly appreciate it.